Welcome to Diet.com video. I'm Stephen Cabral and I'm here with Naomi. We're going to teach you today how to choose the right weights for your workouts. So that's one of the main questions we get is we've showed you literally hundreds of workouts, but we've, I guess, never properly showed you actually how to pick the weights that we use during these workouts. So we're going to go through an actual workout today and then show you how you can choose the right weight. So the first thing I want Naomi to do is just have a seat on the ball. So we're going to do a ball chest press. Now before she goes to roll out, I'm going to have her have a seat. If you're on your own, you just want to basically put these on top of your legs. I chose 15s for her. It's just a nice moderate weight to start out with. If you've never done a ball chest press, you might want to grab 10s, but I'm going to show you the different weights and why we choose them. So let's roll out, bring them into the chest and body, nice and slow. I'm going to come open with the dumbbells. Good. We're going to just do a few reps because this isn't necessarily the whole workout showing the actual exercises, but it's to actually choose the right weight. So let's squeeze together. And the reason we're going through the form is we can breathe in on the way down, out on the way up. Now, if the arms are starting to wobble a lot or your wrists are bending a lot, the weight might be too heavy because you also want to be able to let the triceps touch the ball and then press back up. And the weight's when it's very heavy, sometimes you can't bring the weight all the way down because you don't feel comfortable stretching the chest muscles and then squeezing the chest muscles. So the other thing is you want to keep the hips up nice and high during this exercise, stretch down and squeeze out. Good. Let's bring them all the way down now. So we're good with that exercise. Crunch up, so just how you started, roll up. It's another way to judge if your abs are strong enough to be able to use the weight that you're using, because again, if you're on your own, you don't have a spotter. So I'm going to take one of those, and the next one we're going to do is a one-arm row for the back. So I'm going to have you stand on up. Let's do it from the side. I'm going to have you put your left hand here and your left leg into the ball nice and close. Okay? So her back is nice and neutral and flat, and she's going to roll the weight up to her oblique. Now, when a lot of people do this exercise, they pull it up to their shoulder, trying to use their bicep too much. We don't want to do that. We want to squeeze these muscles back here. Good. And even just open the chest a little bit more, stretching open those pectoral muscles, and then coming back down. So now if the weight's too heavy, what you might see is Naomi dropping the weights way down and overstretching her shoulder, which we don't want. We want her to be able to squeeze up nice and high using the back muscles, not just the biceps. And so her chest gets a stretch. So why that's important is we just work the chest. Now we have to work the opposite muscles, the antagonistic muscles, which are the back ones, to keep things in balance. So the other thing is, and we'll explain this at the very end, why this is an appropriate weight, is that we don't want to do a lot less weight for the back than we do with the chest. And it's because we want to keep the anterior part, the front of the body, balanced with the posterior part. So that's good form. Her back isn't rounding, her arm's not getting pulled too far down. Now in terms of doing a shoulder exercise, we want to choose a weight that's just about 2/3 or a little more than half the weight we would do for a chest press or a back exercise. Let's do 2 since we're just working with 2 today. So feet about shoulder width apart, okay, knees bent, core in tight, and we're just going to press directly over the head, but the weights aren't going to touch together. Good. Breathing in on the way down, elbows come down below, you're almost touching your shoulders, and then back down. Breathing in again, and then exhaling right back up. So now if the weight's too heavy, let's turn you a little bit to the side. What would happen is Naomi would start to arch her back and turn it into a chest press because she has more muscle in her chest than just in her anterior deltoids or her lateral deltoids right here, which are the main muscles we're using. So what happens is we just want to make sure the core is engaged, the legs are bent, and everything's nice and strong so she can press up with nice neutral hips. They're not tilted back, they're not tilted forward. And you're breathing in and breathing right back out. Excellent. Let's do 2 more. Exhale out. Good. You don't see her arching too much. She's keeping her core engaged. And the weights aren't turning in or turning out. We want them just facing straight ahead. Excellent. So what we did was we used a 15-pound dumbbell for both the chest press and the one-arm row. Now, we like a 1-to-1 ratio there. But let's just say when you're doing a row, the back is the limiting factor sometimes. So you want to at least choose a weight for your back that's about 80% or greater than your chest press. So if you're doing this 15-pound dumbbell, you shouldn't go less than like a 12.5 at the gym. If you can only do 10, don't do more for your chest press. That's important to note. Don't go up to 20 pounds for your chest press if you're still at 10 pounds for your back row, okay? Wait for your back muscles to catch up to more in balance with your chest. That means you want to start doing maybe twice as many back exercises for a while as you do for your chest presses, okay? So you might want to do your lat pull downs and your rows and only choose one chest machine, or I shouldn't say machine, but exercise. And the reason I say machine as well is a lot of gyms, when you go through a circuit, you do 3 chest exercises and maybe they only have 1 row. So it's important not to just go through a machine circuit at a gym. they're not developed by fitness professionals, they're just developed by machine manufacturers to go through in the gym. That's why what you want to do is you want to follow a workout that keeps your body balanced so that you don't get any rotator cuff based issues or any shoulder issues. The other thing we did is we chose either a 10-pound or 12-pound weight for the shoulder presses. And we did that because that's a little greater than basically half. So we're looking for around 2/3 the weight for your shoulder press. So if you're doing a 15-pound chest press, remember, and you're only doing 5s or maybe even 7s for your shoulder press, that means your shoulders, all the muscles, the stabilizers in the shoulder as well, are not strong enough in comparison to these large chest and back muscles. So you want to give it some time to bring your shoulder strength back up through different shoulder-based exercises like your overhead shoulder press, maybe some type of lateral raise or different exercises like that until you can begin to move up again on chest presses and one-arm rows. So how did that feel when you were doing those?
It was great, perfect weight, just like you said. A little lighter for the shoulders, a little bit more for the back rows and the chest press, and I really felt it in my core as well.
Good. And so you can see, judging by our first set, what I would say is, okay, Naomi now is going to go up to 20-pounders for her chest press, 20-pounders for her rows, and she's going to see how that weight feels. See, we're pyramiding up or we're progressing up. The first set is just a warm-up. And I also saw on her shoulder press that the 10-pound was no problem. She wasn't arching her back, so what I'd say is don't go to 15, go to 12 pounds. And again, this is just the first routine you're doing. So the next workout, we may actually start with 20-pound dumbbells for the chest presses and then progress to 25s. But the thing, in my opinion, is you shouldn't be doing a different workout every time you work out in the gym. And I know that may be more interesting, but you don't actually get better results that way. So you get better results by doing a program for about 4 weeks, maybe 6 weeks if you're doing more strength-based. And the reason is you want to learn the exercise, make notes on your little chart of your weights that you're going up on so that you can progress. And it's called specific adaptations to impose demands. And what that means is as you lift more weight, your muscles get more toned. They get stronger, and actually it boosts your metabolism because we know that lean body mass burns more body fat. If you're a woman weight training, you're not going to get bulky, you're not going to put on a lot of weight, but you are going to get more muscle tone. And that's a big part of it, and that's a big part of our goals for our clients at least, is looking leaner, feeling stronger, and actually having better posture so that you just stand up straighter and your waist looks tighter. So hopefully that video helped you out at home. Feel free to ask us any questions that you may have, and we'll definitely get back to you. Again, I'm Stephen Cabral. This is Naomi from DietHealth.com.